Welcome back. It is now 7:22. As the nights grow colder, the urgency to support people experiencing homelessness increases. Last month, the New Brunswick government announced it is setting up a task force to address the situation. The province has set a goal of cutting homelessness by 40% by 2029. Right now, close to 1,000 people in New Brunswick are experiencing chronic homelessness. Joining us from Moncton this morning is affordable housing advocate Dale Hicks with the Rising Tide Community Initiative. So good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
I'm great. I'm really glad that you've joined us this morning because this is something that a lot of our viewers are concerned about. The task force has been formed. How confident are you that it's going to make a difference?
Well, it's provincial government, and the community has been asking for 5 years now for the provincial government to get involved. I mean, they have provided some funding to the nonprofits, but I call it putting band-aids on bullet holes. So now it is their jurisdiction. Municipalities have hesitated to get involved, but now they are. But it rests with provincial government. You've got 5 or 6 departments involved. So I'm encouraged that we're finally going to see some action here.
Yeah. When we see action, what do you think the priority should be?
Well, when they're talking about chronic homelessness, you're talking about individuals who have been, the definition is you've been unhoused for 6 months in a row or 18 months in a 36-month period. And the majority of people who are chronically homeless suffer some degree of addictions or mental health issues. So the first thing they're really going to need to do to come up with is some treatment centers or facilities in order to address those addiction and mental health issues, and then followed by housing once they get that addressed, and they have to build some more supportive housing.
It is challenging. It's the chronic homelessness. I think that's really an issue. And immediately, I know that they're looking at getting people housed, but I guess it is a complicated piece. So your work with Rising Tides, I know that there are actually success stories. There's a whole series on YouTube called Homeless to Housed. Maybe to give people a bit of hope, just you have actually had some success in getting people housed.
Yes, our original mandate 4.5 years ago was to build 153 units of supportive housing in the community. We've got 112 completed. There's been 238 people go through those 112 units of housing. Some of them are still there a couple of years later. Some have got evicted. But we've had some success stories. We've got a current group of 15 or 16 that are getting ready to move out into a private developer's apartment here shortly. So that's a nice story. But the key with the supportive housing, you hear people say housing first with appropriate services. And so no one has yet to define what appropriate services are, and they probably differ from person to person. So part of the success of supportive housing is having those wraparound services. And it's a nice short term, but it really hasn't been identified to what's the level of those wraparound services that individuals need to maintain their housing.
Is the task force looking at those wraparound services? Because I believe that is the key to solving or making a dent in the chronic homelessness crisis.
Well, you are correct. That's going to be the key. So we're building housing, and we continue to get funding to build housing. We built, along with the 153 units that we're tasked to build, we just finished building 40 units for the province, which we turned over to them here. The most recent one was back in August. So we've built 40 units for them. So if you add that to our 153, that's 193 units of housing in the city of Moncton. We're also in the process of building a 30-unit. It was a commercial building that we've taken over, and it's 3 levels. There'll be 2 levels of housing for seniors and a primary care clinic on the bottom level. So housing is continuing to go, but it's as you said, it's the wraparound support services that are so key to keeping people housed.
Well, it's conversations like the one. Thank you for joining us this morning. They're going to make sure that this is on the front burner, and we appreciate your time this morning, Dale.
All right, appreciate the opportunity.
That was affordable housing advocate Dale Hicks in Moncton. Your Morning Atlantic will take a break. We'll be back with our show in about 2 minutes' time. The time now is 7:27.